Welcome to Coffee with a Loan Officer, where I answer your burning mortgage questions. So let's caffeinate and educate. Today we're going to be talking about down payment assistance programs. I get asked this all the time. Right now we're in a really high inflation environment, as everyone knows, and it's getting harder and harder to save. So you're increasing expenses, your income is staying the same. That's kind of taking a big bet out of your savings. So you're wondering if you're ever going to buy a home. Well, good news is there are ways to purchase homes with little to no money out of pocket. We're going to talk about those today. So there are probably, 5 or 6 different lenders that I work with that have various down payment assistance products. I'm not going to get into all of those today. I'm just going to talk about the main one that we typically use, which is the THDA Down Payment Assistance Program here in Tennessee. This program has a couple of different ways that you can use it. You can just use it for closing costs if you want, but more commonly we see it used for down payments and closing costs. There are 2 different ways that they have this program set up. One is you can get up to $6,000 in the form of a grant that will be forgiven after a certain period of time, as long as you remain in the home as your primary residence for that full period of time. If you sell the home, or if you move out and turn it into an investment property or second home, you will need to repay that second loan. But if you're in that home for the full 7, 10 years, something like that, that will actually fall off within that time period. The other more common structure we see is you can finance up to 5% of your purchase price to cover your down payment and a portion of your closing costs. This is not going to cover your full cash out of pocket, but it will cover a significant portion of it. How this program works is it is set up as a repayment plan for 30 years, the same as the first mortgage, at the same interest rate as your first mortgage. So it is repaid over the full portion of your term. You can refinance as soon as 6 payments have made, as long as you have the equity needed and the change in interest rate, all that actually makes sense. You do need to have a minimum credit score of 640 to qualify for this program, and you do have to be within the mandated income cap. So depending on how large your household is, if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or more member household, that will adjust the income cap that you need to qualify within. You also have to complete THDA's buyer education course. There is a cost for this. When we pre-approve you for a THDA loan, we will go ahead and send you the link so you can get that out of the way ahead of time, because it can be a little bit time consuming. And we don't want you to be under more stress than needed during the home buying process. If you're able to negotiate a seller to pay some or all of your closing costs, this could mean you come in with as little as maybe $500 out of pocket, because you're leveraging your power as buyer to have someone else pay your closing costs, and you're financing in your down payment. Now, if you are able to come in with your own funds for a down payment, I'm always going to say that makes more sense than doing down payment assistance for a few reasons. Number one, when you do down payment assistance, you're starting your loan over 100% loan to value, because you're financing in your down payment and you're financing some of your closing costs. So this means what you owe is probably more than the home is worth when you start out. So there's an element of risk there. If you are able to come in with your own down payment as well, we will have a little bit more leeway when it comes to interest rates, when it comes to credit scores, and when it comes to debt to income ratio. And we won't be running into those income caps that THDA mandates. So if you want a little bit more flexibility, it makes more sense to come in with your own funds. Those can come from checking savings, retirement savings, a gift from family, your tax return. All of those can be used for a down payment. But if none of those are feasible for you, let's definitely chat about getting you qualified for a down payment assistance program. Just shoot me a DM or drop a link, a comment below, and I would be happy to chat with you, and we can talk about what it would take to get you qualified and answer any more questions that you may have about down payment assistance.